So my first question is, how did you become involved with Rawkstars?
So funny story, JJ, and my husband actually grew up together.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
we didn't see any of our friends for a number of years because we married very young and had our kids very young. And later in life, when my kids were in the middle school range, we discovered that mutual friends of ours were very close with JJ. And that kind of tied us all back together because we were at a different place in our life. And, you know, I slowly learned about their mission and, you know, kind of the difference that they were making. And it was something that I really wanted to support. So as soon as I understood, I started donating right away.
Yeah, and what is your journey with music? What has been your journey in life with music, or through your kids, through your family? Do you have kind of like a music story?
So I don't think I officially have a music story per se. I'm sort of not all that talented.
You don't have to be. You don't have to play an instrument. You don't have to sing, even if you just love listening to it.
But I will say that I can very easily tie certain genres and certain songs back to a particular point in my life, be it good, be it bad, be it a moment of growth. I'm able to tie that back to a song or a decade even, because I'm older now. And it can change my mood. So if I'm in a really bad place, if I listen to the right music, I can kind of pull myself out of being in a bad place. And I found that, you know, at the beginning of the pandemic, I'm not somebody that enjoys working from home. In 2015, I called it Snowmageddon, where it snowed so often that most of us had to work from home, and it almost broke me. So being told a year and a half ago that I had to stay remotely, you know, for an undetermined amount of time, it kind of messed with my head. And so what I do, even when I'm at work, if I need to really focus on something, I still have an old school iPod, like an old school iPod with, you know, and I'll just listen to music. And I found that when I was first home, putting on different songs would keep me motivated and kind of get me out of my funk. Because being at home, you know, and working from home, you can't really transition easily from one environment to the other. I was always the person that would work late at the office, but then I would leave all that shit at the office until I got home, and then I was just home. And when you're here, you can't really do that. So music, you know, kind of helps me make that transition a little bit better and helps me focus.
How does music, like when you put on a song, how does music make you feel? Where does it transport you to? How does it make you feel?
I can listen to a song and be 17 again. And that's a really happy time. You know, we were young. My husband and I have been together since then. And it was just a really, really happy time. So it kind of puts me back in that place.
And was music a part of your family's life or a part of your family? Like
Not
your kids' lives or your family?
So not as a child growing up, but music is very important to my entire family. I have 3 adult children, and they all adore music. Different genres, you know, my girls are more eclectic. My son seems to follow suit with my taste in music. He's 34. And my husband adores music, but he and I could not have more different tastes if we tried. He likes metal and, you know, more hardcore music. And I like the softer stuff. Like if I'm really in a bad place, I'm going to want to listen to 70s soft rock to bring myself out of it. And my kids adore music, and they're all over the place with it.
And talking about like how music impacts our lives. We know that music can have a huge impact on our lives, and you've experienced that personally. So was that an influence in making the decision to donate to Rawkstars?
Yeah, I guess so. So another, weird thing about the way that my path has crossed and uncrossed with JJ, our mothers are actually really good friends, which is so bizarre to me. And JJ has really turned his life around because of music and because of his involvement in it's taken him on career paths and kind of grounded him. And I really liked seeing that. My journey wasn't as profound, but I wanted to be involved because I saw how much of a positive influence it had on his life and on Lisa's life and on Bella and even Quincy, who has completely different tastes than anybody. And he's even, making his own music right now. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite Rawkstars memory?
Oh my goodness. I think it's probably the Narrows. So they, before COVID, obviously, used to do one big fundraiser a year. And they, as a thank you for that big fundraiser, they held up like a concert with all of our collective friends and all of that talent, and even showcased some of their students. And it was, I want to say Fall River. Just seeing people from all different walks of life come together and see this show and see the impact that it has. We don't donate a lot. I send a mini grant every year. My company has a foundation where you can donate to your charity of choice. And I choose Rawkstars because I feel like that $500 that I'm given every year can really help, multiple kids, be it lessons or a guitar or a keyboard or whatever. And knowing, and I don't even know how long I've been doing it. I would say it's probably 8 or 9 years that I've been giving $500 a year from my company. And then we do little things on our own, what we can afford to do. But kind of seeing all of that come to light when we were at the Narrows and seeing the students. I mean, he even had a woman there who was in her 20s and she had had a stroke. And her music lessons were kind of bringing her back to herself versus just a kid whose parents couldn't afford music lessons. And that kind of hit me right in the feels. So that's my favorite, Narrows. And we went twice.
Yeah, the concerts are always such magical experiences because you get to see
they really
all of these people from different walks of life come together and bond over this gift of music that Rawkstar gives all of its students.
Absolutely. And, I don't think, and I don't know if JJ would say this or not, but I'm not their typical friend. I don't have as broad of taste in music. I don't like heavy metal. It actually kind of frustrates me. I'm just a mom who, I think of myself as a mom first. And I'm not as eclectic as everybody else. And just to see that environment, people like me and people, like other friends of ours who are more eclectic and who are musical, it was really cool to see it kind of all come together in one spot.
Yeah. And what would you say to someone, first, what would you say to a parent that was considering enrolling their child into Rawkstars lessons?
I would say do it. Do it. You know, the skills that kids get just in music lessons at school, which I don't even think is a thing anymore.
It's fleeting.
The discipline that it takes to learn an instrument and to be involved in music really does set a foundation for kids to thrive. And if they are exposed to those lessons at a young enough age, maybe the rest of their environment won't, if it's negative, won't take hold, and they'll stay on a good path moving forward.
And what would you say to someone who's considering donating to Rawkstars?
It's the best thing I ever did. It's the best thing I ever did. We do what we can. I'm a fan club member. You know, we've participated in little raffles and, you know, whatever it is that JJ is doing. But it makes you feel that in some small way, you are helping JJ and Lisa with their mission of making the world better through music, one kid, one program at a time. I mean, even just their prison program that they rolled out just before the pandemic, which kind of had to be kind of tweaked. How powerful is that you can go into a prison setting and, you know, through music, course correct kids who weren't exposed young enough to the lessons that music teaches and maybe did make some bad choices, but, you know, you're not your bad choices. You're a whole person, and you can turn things around if you just are given. Somebody needs to make you feel valued, right? And learning a new skill will help you in other avenues of your life.
Yeah, and
so
Rawkstars,
that's a great thing to be involved with.
Yeah, and Rawkstars and our sister company, Guitars Behind Bars, they show that music can affect everyone. Music has a positive impact on everyone's life.
Absolutely, without question.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. We're here to change lives through music, and we are so thankful for you.
Oh, thank you.